Another dark video. Alright, so this is two stories. One story is, here's the topics. One is that I had a success. I had a success in my life that I didn't really see coming, but pretty happy about it. It was almost kind of like, I kind of equate it with getting my house. Like, it was like all the pieces were there, and right when I realized it was something that, you know, I really wanted as fast as possible, I was able to find all the pieces to get the loan for my house. So something like that happened, something big, and I want to celebrate it. And the other thing is that the power company came by my house twice to cut my power off. And so I call the power company, and I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, well, you haven't paid your bill in 2 years. And I'm like, I have the bill on auto pay. And they're like, oh yeah, I see that. I'm like, well, so how am I not paying my bill if it's on auto pay? And they said, well, it looks like someone said they were moving into your address, so we shut off your, we stopped billing you. And and I'm like, so in whose name is this power now? Like, did you put it in someone else's name? And they're like, no. And I'm like, so 2 years ago you cut off my power, and you just been giving me power in no one's name for 2 solid years. And they said, yeah, well, didn't you notice that we weren't billing you? And I'm like, no, I did not notice that something that I had be auto pay was not being auto paid. Like, I don't look for something to not be there. You know, you look for like a $5,000 charge in Tijuana is what you look for. So the upshot of that is I have to pay a year of that 2 years back. I don't have to pay 2 years, just one year. But the other upshot is that, like, twice now I've looked out my window and there's power company people walking in my front yard. And I could actually, if we really wanted to talk about it, I could give you a long list of looking out my window and seeing people in my front yard. I've had people out not only parking on my front yard, but I've had people put lawn chairs in my front yard because their car broke down, and my neighbor, one of my icky neighbors, was going to work on it, and his yard and front of his house is all full of his abandoned vehicles. And so he decided to work on it in front of my house, and they got lawn chairs out and sat in my yard. I can't quite describe the amount of anger I feel. Like, it's kind of beyond anger. It's something different. And so here's the two things. I keep looking out my goddamn window and seeing people in my yard. I just had a success that I want to celebrate. And the success involves being at my work for 5 years, and being at my house for 5 years, and being at my work for 14 years. So I think I want to celebrate with a white picket fence. You feel me when I'm laying down here now? White picket fence? I think that would be dope. Because I have a white house, and it's kind of like a cottage. I think a white picket fence would be wonderful. You know, how nice it would be just like to know nobody's in your front yard, you know? Oh my God. I think I would move the mailbox out to the curb as well. And yeah, I think that if I was going to get a delivery, like from having food delivered or have Amazon delivered, I would open the gate. But I think I'd lock the goddamn gate. Why not? All right, that's my tale of success and celebration.